What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And in today's video, the green news scam gets exposed again as a scam. You just can't make this stuff up. We knew that California was looking at brake dust and all of these different things as terms of emissions into the air in the environment. And well, we just found out that their EV utopia and all of their charging stations just got exposed for polluting the environment. Ironic. Roll the intro. So the green news scam is exposed. I'm going to put this article up here. I saw this over at GM Authority, believe it or not. And the article starts with a new problem for EV fast chargers: air pollution. Huh. You don't say. You mean the whole green new scam and EVs everywhere were going to cause more harm to the environment than gas cars? No. Oh man. Let me look here. Let's go back a little bit. Oh, come on. You know what drives me nuts? Ads that pop up where you can't get rid of them off your screen. So annoying. All right. So, the U.S. network of EV DC fast charging stations has seen rapid growth in the 2020s. That's true. But they're coming with an unexpected side effect. Although EVs are pitched as green alternatives to ICE-powered cars, fast charging stations are causing air pollution problems. Huh. Bloomberg reports on a recent study that sounds the alarm on DC fast charging stations as a source of air pollution. You don't say. Wait a minute. You mean the solution that the liberal fairies have been proposing for California and all these other places about eliminating tailpipe emissions? You mean EVs are worse? No. The goal is to raise awareness of this problem as charging networks like Tesla, Electrify America, and ChargePoint continue expanding their reach. The pollution in question comes from the fans used in the power cabinets of fast charging stations. Their purpose is to keep the equipment inside the charger cool, but they also kick up particles from tires, brakes, and dust from the ground into the air. Remember that whole thing that CARB was going, oh, we're going to start looking at brakes and doing CARB-approved brake pads because brake dust in the air is more harmful than... Do you think CARB probably had access to this study? And they knew that once they converted everybody over to EVs that they were going to have specific charging stations. You don't get that the green news scam never ends. It never ends. Even if they got everybody onto electric vehicles in California, which would never happen because you'd never be able to turn the power on in your friggin' house, that they would find a way to consistently scam the populace. And this shows it right here. The study measured an average concentration of fine particulate matter in the air at DC fast charging stations located in Los Angeles County, California. It found 15.2 micrograms per cubic meter, which is much higher than the average at other urban locations like parks and even slightly higher than at gas stations. You're telling me that the air is dirtier and more harmful to you at an electric charging station than a gas station? Oh boy. I can't wait for all of my my diesel friends and other performance friends to pick up on this story and do articles and videos on it. It is priceless. Oh man. So electric charging stations have worse air than gas stations. Huh. About half the stations studied exceeded the World Health Organization's air quality guidelines. Oh, shit. The study's authors recommended that companies build charging stations with filtration equipment in the charging cabinets. Another measure to mitigate the air quality problem is to distance charging stations away from places like residential areas and schools, because they're so unhealthy and bad for the environment. EV charging stations, that they have to make sure they're not in residential areas or schools. Oh, this is so rich. On all of our current DC fast chargers, ChargePoint enforces a minimum height for the air intake and exhaust to limit ingress of dust, debris, and water. A ChargePoint spokesperson told Bloomberg the company plans to add air filters to its DC chargers to further reduce the risk of dust or water entering the system or particulates being expelled. Despite the air pollution caused by EV charging stations, Harvard's Chan School of Public Health professor Joe Allen insists that emissions from ICE-powered cars and gas stations still pose higher public risks than EVs, even though, this is why I said their logic, their brain is so fucked. Even though this study came out, independent study, they're not from the petroleum industry, they're pro EVs. They came out and found that EV charging stations are worse for the environment than a gas station. The air around an EV charging station is worse than like a pilot truck stop that does nothing but diesel or gasoline gas stations. What? Are you kidding me? And they just, well, we still think that gas stations and ICE-powered vehicles are worse. You think, but the facts don't support it. And this is the thing that drives me nuts. You have somebody here from Harvard saying, well, it doesn't, yeah, okay, yeah, this happens, but we still think these are better than you think. You don't know. That's the difference. How can somebody from Harvard even be tying their fucking name to that? Make that make sense. I'm blown away here. I'm literally I'm shocked. Did I expect this news to come right away? No. Am I happy that it happened? Yes. I don't want to hear anything else about people telling me that, outside of what the batteries do for the environment when they're exhausted, what it takes to mine and get the materials to make an electric vehicle. Electric vehicles are so much worse on the environment than gas-powered cars. And the science proves it. And here, yet again, not even making them, building them, or maintaining them, just charging them is worse for the environment than gas-powered cars. There's your petty news of the day. And it's got my pinky out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We are giving away a Ram 1500 right now on the channel between now and the end of August, and you can enter simply by picking up any of the merch down here below the screen or going to tksgarage.com as well. Oh, and if you don't think I'm going to make some shirts that say EV charging stations are worse than gas stations, I'm going to have an EV charger like a Tesla charging station and a gas pump. Oh yes. Oh no, those shirts are coming. 100%. Stay petty, my friends.
For the longest time. Whoa. For the longest time.
Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet.